Welcome back, everyone. Well, as many of you know, over the summer, when you think that nothing's going on at Skidmore, there's a lot going on in dance and music. And to prove that point, joining me today is Claire Bryant and Seth Baer, who are with the classic chamber music ensemble called
Dacoda.
Dacoda, good, okay. Not the Dacoda, just Dacoda.
Just Dacoda.
Just Dacoda, right. And they are both part of, you're the director, right?
Yep.
You're the coordinating director?
Coordinating director is fine,
Is
yes.
close enough?
Close enough.
Good, okay, fine. This is a classic music ensemble, Dacoda, and they're up here for a 2-week period to take some of the more talented students, or age 15 to, what'd you say, 23 to 25 or something?
15 to 27.
15 to 27, and mentor them for a 2-week period and give them the opportunity to learn what the pros do.
Yeah, we set up a program called the Dacoda Skidmore Chamber Music Institute, where we had an application process that we ended up with students ranging in age from 15 to 27, and we've invited them to Skidmore College to study how to be great chamber musicians, and then to learn how to take that music that they've worked on in the first week of the program, and in the second week take it to the greater Saratoga Springs community at large, and serving different communities. And our tagline is leadership and service through music. So we're learning how to be great musicians and then what that means in our society today.
What a wonderful opportunity for students who have that creative urge and that desire and that passion to learn more about how to play an instrument, but to be in your company. I think that's amazing that you come up here and do that. Now, for our viewers, you play the bassoon.
Yes.
And you play the cello. Two absolutely incredible instruments. There are not a lot of bassoonists around, Seth.
There are not.
What made you start with the bassoon?
Well, I actually started with piano growing up, and I was just kind of losing interest in it, and my mother was a music teacher and knew my high school orchestra teacher, who happened to be a professional bassoonist, and they sort of talked and thought it might be a good idea to hand me a bassoon and see what I thought of it, and I really took to it. I really kind of found my voice in the instrument. And this was when maybe around the age of 13.
Wow,
and,
that's great.
Yeah, and getting me to practice the piano was always a struggle, but as soon as I started playing piano, it was just something, or excuse me, so when I started playing bassoon, it was something natural.
My God. And Claire, just quickly, cello, why?
Well, I was handed a violin, but then I was told I was too tall for the violin. So I became the only cellist in my little Suzuki circle. So.
Oh, nice.
But I'm really happy about it.
Yes, I bet. And both instruments, we were talking before we went on camera, both instruments are known to be closest to the human range, right? And I always think the human heart, too, because especially when you're playing the cello. So, at any rate, you've been here. The program itself, the 2-week period, was July 13th to July 26th.
Yeah.
So we only have a couple of days left, and you've got some very interesting things going on.
Yes.
Wednesday and Saturday, right? So why don't you handle Wednesday, and you can tell me a bit about Saturday.
Okay. Wednesday night, we have a Dacoda faculty concert at Ladd Hall at the beautiful Zankel Music Center
Wow,
at Skidmore.
what a hall.
Love the hall, of course. And we're playing some really great music by Stravinsky, Prokofiev, and Wynton Marsalis, believe it or not. So we hope that people will come and join us. It's a very small ticket price, but come and hear some great chamber music.
Right, now you were telling me before we went on air that Dacoda has approximately 30 in the collective membership group.
Yes, we're
Right.
about 30 people. We're based in New York City, but we travel all over the country and around the world playing together, and we have about 11 members of Dacoda here
That are
serving
here.
on faculty at Dacoda Skidmore.
They're serving on faculty. And before we went on, we were sharing a love of Stravinsky, and I was kind of questioning why Wynton Marsalis piece was involved. Just quickly tell us why.
Well, Stravinsky wrote a great piece called Soldier's Tale,
Right.
which is originally for a septet, but he made an arrangement for clarinet, violin, and piano. So we put that on the program, and then Wynton Marsalis wrote sort of a jazz response to Stravinsky's Soldier's Tale called Fiddler's Tale. So that's in the second half. So we sort of had the two takes on the original Stravinsky and then a more jazzier version by Marsalis.
And just to piggyback
Yes.
that, an interesting thing with the Stravinsky and Marsalis pairing is that in the Stravinsky, he himself is mimicking a lot of different musical styles, including
Yes.
some jazz idioms, ragtime, tango. And so then for Wynton to then do his version of Stravinsky imitating those idioms.
Imitating the things
so
that
it's
really appeal to him.
Winton
Right.
imitating Stravinsky imitating these forms.
Oh, this is just incredible.
Yeah.
And Seth, what's going on Saturday?
On Saturday, we have our final student performance at 1 p.m. It's a family-friendly event, a family concert where the students will be presenting their interactive performances. They are putting together short presentations that will engage the audience. They will have the audience doing various types of activities that allow the individual audience members of all ages, and we're opening this up from ages 5 and up.
Oh, nice.
We invite people to bring their families and their children, so that we're going to give them the ability through different activities and having these young performers interact with the audience to really connect and make personally relevant connections to the music so that they can experience what we love about the music we perform and what these young artists love about the music they're
Right. I mean,
performing.
not too long ago, you can remember when you were 5 and 6 years old. Wouldn't you love to have that exposure?
Absolutely.
And especially the bridge. Again, we were talking before we went on air, and they were just saying, you know, if you can make music visible to a child and they can dance to it or they can just move to it or whatever, it makes a lasting impression. And as soon as you make that lasting impression, then you're giving them the opportunity to pursue
Sure.
learning an instrument, playing an instrument, and maybe, if they're lucky enough to be in your position, to be professional musicians.
Yeah, and for us, you know, we're working with our young artists to really tap into what is most relevant in their piece, what is hottest in their piece that makes them love that piece of music, so that that is what they're working with the audience to then make that connection to.
Boy, you dedicated, both of you.
And it's a free event too, Jesse.
Yes,
So,
okay, good.
Yes.
I want to recap it right
Okay.
now.
Sure.
Because go to both events for sure. But Wednesday, if you love music or you love Stravinsky or Wynton Marsalis or whatever, that sounds like a no-brainer to me to be there for something that's so interesting, the way you put that together. And then Saturday at 1 p.m. is a concert to bring the whole family. Bring your little ones. Bring your grandchildren, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Expose them to music, because that's what you want. And it's free.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it'll be enjoyable for adults as well.
Yes.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. It always is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
All right, Seth, thanks very much.
Pleasure. Thanks.
Claire,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Jesse.
Very nice to have you here.
Yeah.
Very nice to have you in Saratoga. See this interview again? Head to our website, looktvonline.com.